on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply...
Happy Saturday. Welcome to Sports Mandela. As usual, we start with a quote. Consistency breeds success, which leads to desired outcome. Morning, Taddy, what's up?
Hey, man, pretty good. Except yesterday, I had some really good showers and thunderstorm and all that kind of storm. Didn't get to go beach because of that. But other than that, I'm okay. It's whether they show about our friend Passion passed away. Tuesday, I was looking for Mark, but Mark didn't show up. Mark Body, you know. Mark didn't show up. You know what I mean? But other than that, no, other than that, this morning somebody said to me, was George Pickett, from Pickett's Mall.
Pickett's Mall died?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The science man when I came to the studio. He was my good friend. You know what I mean? At grammar school, I was told he was a very good football and cricketer. And lately he turned to golf.
Wow.
But the joke I got about him, which everybody spoke of, he was a man who retired Vivich's father from football.
Yeah?
But that's what they say. He's playing for grammar school and he blocked old bitch so hard. Old man said, young boy can't block it so hard. When he going home, throw all the boots in country man. That's what I was told. I don't know if it's true or not, but people say that, you know, he's a big, strong kind of guy and a very nice guy too, I can tell you that. You know. When he came over from Canada, I used to see him at the golf course. When he used to take all the guys out to the train and so.
Right.
He was out there playing golf in the 80s and so, you know. Very nice man. Hey, I was a huge body. As a matter of fact, he used to go to Canada for them to play golf in Canada when they live in Canada. And sometimes when they're back here, you know, sometimes plan the trip to play golf in Canada. So he lived in Canada for many years, you know. But hey, Earl was time have to come sometime.
True.
So that's the most I say for that. But you see, we have a special guest here this morning. I must say one thing about this special guest, you know. The other day, the man talking about soup. What is the guest soup, you know?
Yeah.
I remember we used to go bar with Jim in the 70s. And then about even gamblers close to me. And I said, go to the gym, you are the cricket guys, football guys. Well, they tell me she's some coach and all that.
Right.
So I said, that's good. So I said, with Jimmy go, she said, she go borrow gym and extreme. She soup now. She not go one gym now.
Yeah.
I wake her soup. She double down. What you say?
Yeah, that's so true.
So you're a special guest. So you can introduce your special guest.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say a special good morning to Kayla Joseph. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm good. I'm good today.
All right.
Happy to be here.
Oh, that's good. And as studies say, I know you're very soup because I have seen you in the gym at Bowers working out. So you're extremely soup. Tell me something. How you get into bodybuilding though?
Back in 2016, I just started working out. I was actually going to Torture. That's where I started off first.
Right.
It was just for health and wellness purposes, and then I was approached and said, "Hey, you look like you have a physique to bodybuild, you know." And knowing me, I'm a very shy person. I was like, "There's no way that I'm
You shy?
Yeah. Maybe not as shy as before, but yeah. So I just jumped into it, started training, and as the body started to transform, I just got more passionate about seeing where my physique could go on the stage. And I touched the stage in 2021 for the first time, and I have not turned back since then.
That sounds good. And as I said, I've seen you in gym working hard and stuff like that. So when did you enter your first competition?
First competition was 2021. That was right in the heat of COVID. That first show, we did not have any live audience. It was just the athletes, and it was streamed online. Even on stage, we had to be wearing masks. That was a very interesting experience, and that to me was probably one of the most difficult parts because the gyms kept closing and opening, and there were time constraints on the amount of minutes you could go on the cardio, how long you could stay at the gym. So that was an interesting experience, being a bodybuilder and dealing with COVID. So 2021 was that year.
I must jump in a little bit because her just said she was pretty shy, but no audience for the first show. Must have been good for her because she now nobody like me in that crowd. Hey, jokey girl, come on the stage, and I can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yes, that is true. The absence of a crowd did make a difference, but at the end of the day, you're still in a bikini, showcasing yourself, and that's definitely something that has always been out of my comfort zone. So despite that, there was still some level of shyness, So yeah.
Okay. And in terms of that competition though, that first competition for you, how difficult it was knowing that the gym was so closed, you didn't have enough time in the gym and stuff?
Well, I made the best of it, because my family is a very, weightlifting, health, conscious family. So my dad, he built up weights out of concrete.
Okay.
Utilized steel. So I had a couple dumbbells, barbells that were homemade that I could use in the absence of not being able to go to the gym. Cardio, having to be on the road before police come and tell you you need to be inside your house by best fatigue. So
I want to jump in, like I heard this something just now. You eat as you like. But I don't understand, like I said, your dad and the family more into. So how they didn't get your start out early so you don't eat no junk and no stupidness?
No, it's not that I ate what I want, What I was saying is that I didn't. But the kind of the concept behind it, that smaller amounts in shorter intervals assists with your metabolism, and you're able to process food better rather than having one big bulk of food at one time, and then by the time that we're off, you're hungry again, but you already hit your calories and your macros, so you're not able to maneuver and eat another meal. So it's better to stretch them out across meals.
So you think Earl followed the plan?
I do not think so.
Well, you see him in the gym, so he says.
So it's not you people stop, But I just go to the gym to keep fit, not to go in bodybuilding and stuff like that. So I just need to do some abs and stuff to get them tummy, and I think I'll be fine. But in terms of though, I think your first championship was in what year was the first championship?
The first year one, that would have been 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
And that's amazing because 2021 was your first show.
Yeah.
So a year after you won your first championship.
Yes.
So what you did between those 12 months to come up champs?
I got a nutritionist and I got a coach, so I switched, and that's how I ended up going to Barrows.
Right.
I was working alongside Elvis Bailey.
Right.
So he really helped me to dial in and understand the sport more and understand what worked for my physique and not.
Right.
So that's really what the transformation was about. Just making sure that I had somebody to guide me with my training and my nutrition to work on my weak areas.
Okay. And I think after that winning that first championship, you went and won 2 times after.
Yeah, so that 2022, it was nationals, and then I was selected to represent Antigua at the Central American Championship. That was held in Barbados a few months after. That was my first regional show.
Right.
And there I placed third. I think it was about seven or eight girls in the wellness category.
Right.
And I placed third that first year. Then in 2023, yes, I won again nationals. That was held here in Antigua, and then again I was selected to represent Antigua in Aruba. In Aruba, I won my high class, and I came second overall. So
Right.
I was just one placement away from that pro card in 2023. And after that, I did say that I was going to take a break, but the addiction real and coming so close.
It's Saga soup.
Yeah.
Saga soup.
Yeah, that's why it's Saga soup. Super.
So that's how I ended up competing yet again this year in 2024. Where again I won the national championships, and now I'm actually prepping for a show that's going to be in 5 weeks held in
Right.
Guyana again.
But tell me something. Let me put you on the spot now. Is it that the competition is so jokey? That's why you repeat?
No,
What it is? Tell me.
I don't know. I don't think so at
Uh-huh.
all. I just feel like in this sport you just have to focus on you,
Right.
and you're your biggest competition.
Right.
And for me, every year was about how can I improve my physique.
Okay.
What can I do to make myself look better than the year before?
Right.
So, for me, off season, I feel like off season always matters.
True.
In prep, you can't build in prep.
Right.
Off season is where you try to put on as much muscle mass, capitalize on the fact that you can lift heavy, train heavy. So for me, off season is where it really, really counts. So then when it's time to cut down and drop your body fat, you're able
Right.
to reveal the hard work that you had put in during off season. So for me, it was just being better. For
You
me.
sound like a good coach,
I like that because you say
So-
off season because some of y'all talk about when you talk about cricket and
You know, we
football.
said
So-
that off
Yeah, so yeah.
Sound like a good. What Tim said? Did he say it did pretty well in Barbados?
Yes, and
Because
yeah,
Bar was in Mecca for bodybuilding in the Caribbean now.
yeah, that is true. They take
I've been
us-
following them since the 60s, 70s, some man Baisa or something.
Yeah.
He-
I think that's the name of the stuff, something Boys Classic or something.
Yeah, Roger
Yeah.
Boys Classic.
Right.
I did that. I did that last year, June. Yes, I did that last year, June, and I came second in that as well.
How the crowd responded to you? Barbados crowd, the Bajan crowd.
Well, for me, especially because I've done so many CSE, it's always a pleasure going back to these islands and interacting with the people with them.
No. See, I'm asking that reason for a reason of Barbados crowd. They know the bodybuilding.
I mean, every country go, they're gonna always rep out their people. I still felt some level of support because I was pretty cool with the Bajan, so it wasn't an uncomfortable experience for me.
And in terms of that competition, what do you say place again in that competition?
The Roger Boys.
Yeah.
That was June. I came second. It was just 3 of us, but I came second in that show.
And tell me something. I know you went to Miami a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
How was that?
Miami was a very interesting experience for me. That was my first actual international show. All the shows that I've done have been in the region. So stepping on a Miami stage and seeing how their side of bodybuilding was pretty interesting. I think it was five young ladies, and I came fourth in that section. My placement did make me feel away.
Right.
Yeah, but I felt like I used
What you
that.
felt like? What they rob you? Can I say your placement you feel away? So you can be honest. You can tell
It's
us.
a bit, yeah. I was like, yeah, the placement, the placement did make me feel away, but hey, that's bodybuilding for you, You never really know, but the comforting thing is that when you step on stage, you know that you did your best,
Right.
and that's all it was for me.
Right.
Was I satisfied with the physique that I put forward? Yes, but I did know that based on that show and based on the feedback from the judges,
Right.
that there was definitely room for improvement.
Okay.
And I think that is what is important, that we don't take the situations that we're placed as to bring us down.
True.
We need to use them as fuel to improve and become better. And that's exactly what I did, because after Miami, I had nationals 2 weeks after that. And I zoned out. I tapped in, I dialed in, and I brought a better package for nationals.
Right.
And because of that, I was able to retain my title for the third time. And now we're going on to Guyana. So.
But let me ask, put you on the spot again, because in the gym, I hear some buzz in the gym, you know.
Oh.
So the young lady, I think she beat you in Miami. She plays higher than you in Miami, and then you beat her in Antigua.
No, that's not how it works. And I think that is probably a little misunderstanding in the sport, because in these competitions, everything is about height class.
Right.
So I would have been in the short class, and she would have been in the tall class. So we actually did not even compete against each other. She went up against 3 young ladies, and I went up against 5 young ladies.
Right.
There were 5 young ladies in the short class. Well, 5 was total,
Right.
and it was 3. So she came second in her height class, and I came fourth in my height class.
Okay. So in the national, though, did they have the high class and short class?
No, because it's just 3 of us.
Oh, okay.
So a show that small doesn't require because then, for instance, if you're putting it into perspective, she would have been the only tall person.
Right.
So it wouldn't make sense to have a tall. You're gonna go up against yourself,
Right.
and then you're gonna have 2
Correct.
short.
I understand.
So for a show that small, you don't need to differentiate between tall and short.
So
But on the regional, international stage, definitely.
Okay.
I want to find out something. I don't follow all this stuff. So all the 3 competitors, no the girls got involved in this thing? No more ladies?
I feel like people shy away from the bikini wellness category.
you said so earlier.
Yeah,
even you.
Yeah, I think
At first.
people don't like hard work. Yeah, and being a wellness competitor requires a lot of hard work, because you have to find a way to balance keeping size on your legs and still being as lean as possible, because bikini wellness is more about the lower body. Glutes and quads, that is what they're looking for, but then you still have to have a level of muscularity on your upper body, but not too much. So it's a bit difficult to come down and still keep size. As a bikini fitness competitor is easy. If you come down all over, that is what they want, smaller physique. So yeah.
Okay. But for me, as I was following bodybuilding over the years, like I remember Keith White Titus before you were born, you don't remember him, but he was a short guy. Austin is a short guy. So for me, I realized when you're short, I don't know, shorter people also have advantage when it comes to bodybuilding and sports fishing.
Yeah,
their muscles tend to form quicker.
Yeah.
That's me observing. That's correct?
Definitely true.
Okay.
Short people have less
Range and all kinds of going.
for muscles to distribute.
Okay.
As a tall person, it requires more out of you to build size. So definitely short people are at an advantage when it comes to muscle development, for sure.
I remember Steve Daly's father. He was Mr. Antigua and Arkansas.
Yes.
Steve still worked at Bowers?
No, I think he got extreme now.
Yes.
Okay, but I remember his father was big in his stuff.
Yeah.
In the late 60s with
Yeah, he
Mr.
was
Bauer.
big
Mr.
chap,
Bauer was on. I know him pretty well. I remember them guys. You know what I mean? Them guys help us out in the gym. I wasn't there for no muscle. I was there to get like a strong hit cricket ball and so.
but I'll tell me something. I'm happy that I cleared the air, because when I heard those guys talking, but saying that the lady beat you in Miami, so I'm going to beat you down here when it was 2 weeks apart. But they didn't realize the star class and you have two different class. You know, so I'm happy that cleared the air. But in terms of you though, in terms of winning 3 times back to back, how you feel now? You feel like you need what motivates you to keep going though? You keep beating everybody, so what motivates you?
What motivates me is a pro card.
Oh, okay.
I haven't gotten the pro card yet, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go until I get the pro card.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
What benefits does the pro card bring to you? The benefits?
That is professional. You become a professional bodybuilder, an elite pro bodybuilder. And with that now you're able to go and enter pro shows. So that's where the monetary
pro
value
shows
come in. So once you place, I think it's probably up. It depends on what show you go, but places 1 to 5th would usually get some sort of monetary benefit from it. But for me, bodybuilding, benefits the most because sometimes those guys are walking away with 10,000, 15,000 US.
Right.
So that is most beneficial for them. Bikini fitness and bikini wellness girls may walk away with 1,500, 3,000. It really depends on what show you go, but that's the benefit.
So, go ahead,
so where do we have these pro shows? Where in countries? All over
The place.
All over the world?
All over. Like there's gonna be a show in Europe. Arnold's, Arnold's is a big thing.
Another Schwarzenegger, Arnold Schwarzenegger guy.
Yeah, in Europe. So
He's German. No, he's from Austria or something like that.
yeah, they have pro shows all over. Even in this region. Again, bodybuilding dominates again because again, Roger Boy's Classic was a pro show.
Okay.
And a few of the Antiguans went over. Kimberly, Melissa, Yana, a couple of those girls went over to compete in that. So they happen all over. It's just for you to see which one you think may be most beneficial to you, which one you can see yourself dominating in, and you just go for it.
So you pick and choose a fight?
Yeah. Pretty much it. And you also look about finances, what the plane tickets are going to be like, what accommodation is going to be like over in those areas, and decide what shows you're going to do.
So tell me something. You have, like you say, bodybuilding and make a lot of money. You have tempted to go step up to bodybuilding and when you turn pro? Or no?
What are you doing? What are you doing in bodybuilding?
I don't know. I know you say when you compare the returns to.
Well, they don't have that for the females.
Oh,
They talk
okay.
about Full on
Right.
men's bodybuilding. But
Okay.
people have asked me, for instance, if I would consider doing figure. Figure
Right.
is way more muscle than this.
Right.
And I'm already struggling with you beat men allegations.
Okay.
I don't want to put on any more muscle on
People say look like a male?
No, people say that I beat men because of how much.
Okay.
Tell me something. Tell me something. Okay, let's set some away. There's another section of physique. Yeah, so if you, how that works.
There's different categories. So there's bikini fitness, there's bikini wellness, there's figure, and there's another one I can't remember. But all those are different because it determines how much muscle and what the judges are looking for.
Okay.
How you pose, everything will vary based on the category that you're in. So it's you based on your physique, the amount of muscle development that you have, then you decide, okay, I'll do better in this category as opposed to that.
So do you seek feedback from the judges after each competition to see find ways how you can improve and stuff like that?
Yes. So I've done 2 shows so far for the year. Miami, the feedback was I need to tone down on my upper body a bit.
Right.
Because as a wellness athlete, you need to dominate in your lower body. And if you go and step on stage and your upper body is dominating your lower body, then you have a problem.
Okay.
So I needed to, dial back a little bit on my upper body training to bring out my lower body. And I also needed to get a little bit leaner.
Okay.
So that's what I definitely did. Between Miami and Nationals, I went down like about 7 pounds in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
And now again, still conditioning and coming in as tight as possible is the goal for Guyana show. So that's my focus.
Okay. I need to check for that pounds story there because when 2 weeks ago, doctor said I gained 6 pounds. So I need to check it so I can really reduce that 6 pounds, yeah?
Yeah, you sound good when you're ready.
I then want the clip with the show there, the competition that she had 2 weeks ago when she became champion. So she can walk us through the pose and tell us what she was doing on stage there. But it's good to see that you say you're a 3-peat champion and stuff like that. You can walk us through the show and tell us how you felt there, what it was like. As he played for us and the audience.
All right. So for me, this show was probably the most confident I've stepped on stage because I know I had to really dial in and do what I had to do.
Right.
And for me, presentation on stage has always somewhat been an issue for me because I tend to be a very stiff person.
Okay.
So trying to be graceful and really highlighting on my strong points was something for me. I worked alongside Kimberly Percival. She is my posing coach, and we really did a good job in terms of tweaking and adjusting my posing to really just showcase the best parts of me. And I really enjoyed Nationals. Nationals was just such a relaxing and fun experience for me.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I can see it. That's the way how you step on the stage for real there a while ago in that short video. You can see the confidence walking on stage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he tells me that you have improved a lot.
Yeah,
You know, in terms of your shyness. Because when we started first, it was how shy you were. And
No,
stuff like that.
I'm definitely not shy anymore.
Right.
I'm definitely over the shy phase, but nerves still stand. You still do get a little bit nervous when you
Right.
step on stage, especially on the international stage. I
Right.
feel like the most, because on a local stage, you know, you're seeing everybody that you know in the crowd, and that really helps, you know, give you that extra confidence that you need.
For real, in Antigua?
Yeah.
And then people, is like Antigua getting the hardest fight? The overseas? No?
Antigua crowd really relaxes me.
okay.
But there was something just now, you know. Well, that's like beauty show you had a while ago. 'Cause you see have a high heel and so.
Yes, heels and so. Yes, heels and hair and everything. That's also what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Like even your competition, you have to pay your bikini. You have to pay attention to the color of it. The color of it against your complexion matters.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
The color of your bathing suit matters. How your hair is matters, because if your hair is going to be blocking maybe your shoulders, if when you go in the back pose, your hair is dropping down, you're not able to see your back properly. All these things matter. The fit of your bathing suit, there's still criteria for that. The height of your heel.
Height of heel,
the
Joe.
platform,
Yeah.
all that matters. And so when you go to these shows and you register, you have to bring along these things to the show for them to examine them. If they don't approve them, then obviously you can't enter the show, or you need to always ensure that you have a backup, because you never really know what will happen. So all these little things come together to present the best package on stage.
So how soon you have to present those stuff to the judges or committee are present them to do them validation?
So anyone. So if it's a local show, it's usually the day before.
Right.
If it's an international show, it's the same thing. So
Okay.
you go and you register. They take your height. The height determines what category you're in, the height class you're in, and you're expected to come in your bikini bottom so that they can assess to see if there's enough coverage,
Right.
because there's criteria that you can't come in too skimpy and you can't, you know, so they have to make sure that the measurements are good and your heels are good. So they usually do that the day before the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So suppose an athlete now go to the, as you said, going to the weigh-in and stuff like, and I realize that this is not your class, that's the other class. How you mentally adjust to that?
Well, for the guys, for instance, they have a bit more of a challenge because of the weight. So sometimes those guys are heavier. So sometimes you find them go outside doing a couple jumping jacks, push, trying to get off some water weight so that they can meet their height class. And then even for some, they may be too small, so you might see they go and have a big meal to try and follow to go back on the scale.
Okay.
These things do happen, you know. But the most difficult is when you're too heavy for your weight class for the guys. The females don't really have that problem. We good.
What you speak about, there's something happening in boxing a lot.
Right.
To meet the weight, so I have a drop weight, I have add weight, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And I know that.
It's a ticklish sport.
But I want to, almost 10:30, right?
Yeah, for the training.
But I want to just see you keep saying that the feedback from the judges. And this is before early time maybe. Still my competition I think was very good. Clean, you know, very clean and closely. And judges and things, a judge and say, "Boy, the two teeth and this two teeth." So they brought a judge on train down their prospect. And at the end of the show, now we give the critique and all the bands and so on. When you finish critiquing all the bands, tell yourself, none of the band can win.
Nobody.
Well, that's what I thought.
Okay, you back so hard.
That is crazy.
The winners, but when you don't critique all the bands, you think none of the band can win. God, it's so jokey. So the feedback from the judges is good.
Yeah,
Pay attention to it.
Really, and that's the thing about bodybuilding as well, you know. You might think that you look good and you might prefer that, but at the end of the day, you have to stand in front of 11, 12 judges, and they're the one that telling you, hey, this is how we think that you look. It's a mentally it plays a lot with your mental, because you don't have control over how you're supposed to look. You have to get feedback from the judges, and based on what the judges say, you have to tweak that. Sometimes these changes are not comfortable changes, because for me, I love to train upper body. So having to tone back on the amount of upper body training that I do has been a difficult adjustment.
Right.
because I love to train back, I love to train shoulders, but I can't develop my shoulders any further. I have to just maintain. So it takes a toll, but if you're in it, you're in it.
That's true.
But so they have a graduate now to the bodybuilding physics art. Like I suggested earlier.
Yeah, and I need to get I need to get on the pro level.
But before you go though, I want to just touch a little bit on coaching. When you started this coaching journey though?
For this year.
Your coaching.
Yes, I am a certified personal trainer. I would have done that. I started that course in February. Actually, no, I started that course right after my bodybuilding season in 2023.
Right.
So I started at about November of 2023 and I finished in February.
Right.
So I got certified in February and I've been using that as a fuel because a lot of people have reached out to me and said, when are you going to start training people? You inspire me.
Right.
I would like to see you train, and I've just been putting it off. But I feel like I don't want to just keep all the information, all the knowledge that I know to myself.
Right.
I want to be able to help people feel more confident, help people to realize that there is health and wellness is an all year round thing.
Right.
Not just I want a summer body, I want a carnival body. And people need to understand that, just moving your body, even if it's going for a walk for 30 minutes, moving your body in some shape or form will extend your lifetime.
True.
I would heard you say about the summer body. Doesn't mind me hear about the carnival body.
Yes, the gym full.
For carnival.
2 months and then after you can run donkey.
Yeah, because gym I think it seems like I realize that for summer and just right after Christmas, that's when the gym them peak
So
time.
I try to encourage my clients and let them know, hey, this is not no summer business. Okay? This is all year round work.
A lifestyle.
Yes, and I must say that I appreciate my clients. They help me to be better. I learn from them because I'm able to adjust to see what works for this person, what works for that person. And I also try to get feedback. How can I be better as a coach? How can I, better help you? And bodybuilding, let's not forget the expenses. Bodybuilding is very, very expensive.
True.
So I have to utilize the personal training as a means for me to get extra revenue to finance my lifestyle because sponsorship in Antigua has been a challenge. I don't know what it is with bodybuilding, but find a lot of businesses are reluctant to help sponsor athletes, so that's why I really got into the personal training, to help people and to have a second stream of income.
But tell me something. How do you get certified? Who people don't think you do that?
No, I did this online, the International Sports Science Association online. That's the course that I did enrolled in. Personal training, nutrition, and bodybuilding specialist. The bodybuilding specialist is still pending, still working on that element of it, but online. And then you would have to do the CPR as well.
Okay.
Be certified in CPR as well. So that was online for me.
That sounds good. Well, I was looking to wrap up your closing remarks. I don't want to keep it too long. Your clients waiting on you.
I just want to thank everyone for all the support. I want to big up though Malvin Trucking and Equipment. I went to him with my story one time, and he really was willing to help me get to Miami. So I want to shout him out for sure. Incredible being, and I really appreciate the support. I appreciate the support of everyone around me who encouraged me to keep going because bodybuilding is not easy. It's a very emotional experience. Sometimes you do feel like giving up. So I just want to thank everyone for all the encouragement that they have given me. Mr. B as well, such an encouraging person. He makes sure I'm good every time he sees me, checks in on me. The Extreme family as well for extending their facility to me to utilize. I just want to thank everyone. So if there's anyone watching out there who is inspired by my story and who would also like to assist me in getting to Guyana, I would truly appreciate it because it is not easy. Paying for your supplements, your food, your gym fee, your bikini, travels, accommodation. It's crazy. I know. A case of chicken breast is $150, and I be running through that like nothing.
So how long that last you?
I took out I used 2 packs last week. 2 packs this week, so that's probably going to be done by next weekend. I bought that weekend.
So basically 2 weeks?
Average.
Wow.
1 case of tilapia lasts me a week if I just eat tilapia.
Wow.
And that's $130.
Well, give the audience the number where they can reach out to you and if they're willing to sponsor you.
Yes.
That's an expensive sport, definitely.
Yes. If anyone is interested, you can get me at 773-6725, or you can email me at kaylajoseph26@gmail.com.
So tell me something, what's special about chicken breast?
Chicken breast is lean. Tilapia is lean. If you're trying to dial down quick, you try to choose the less protein options with the less calories and least amount of fat, but high protein content.
You don't look like you'd make it in the gym, because it's tilapia, I wouldn't eat that. I'm a seafood man.
Tilapia is dirt. Tilapia don't taste good. Tilapia don't taste good.
Like Earl would tell you, I come from close to the seaside, so I would eat again the fish.
Tilapia does not taste good.
So
at
you
all.
know, so you kind of have to condition mind to eat it then.
Listen, when it comes to food, you don't eat for comfort. You don't eat for it to taste
body.
good. You just eat for nourishment.
I
Okay.
agree.
Alright. Well, we just want to say on behalf of myself, Teddy, we just want to say thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and talk to us. We learned a lot from you. You definitely spoke like a real coach. And we're really proud of your achievement thus far. And as you journey to Guyana in the next few weeks, we wish you all the best of luck. I hope you can bring back home the pro card
Yes.
that I know that you're going after. I know, and make yourself and make Antigua and make your fans proud.
Thank you so much for having me, and may everyone have a blessed and happy Saturday.
Yeah.
When you come back, and you have the pro card, you have to come back here.
For sure.
I'll show everybody the pro card. Hold it up.
Sounds good.
All right? I'll then take a break. Yes, Daddy. It was a very good interview a while ago with the young Kayla Joseph a while ago, and now we switch things a bit. We have a superstar in the house with us, Mr. A.V. Jonas. You know, he's a big golf player, right?
I don't know if he's big, but I know he plays.
You know, he's a big golf man. You know, he's big.
I keep saying about big. I don't know about his big thing.
I tried.
He beat a lot of man at golf course and beat up Kuma and so Dave Jordan and boy.
Kuma's a big player.
Well, I'm trying for AV. He can tell her what's up.
A lot of people participate in sports. It doesn't make them good. The difference in participating and really performing well and excelling. Some people just there for the exercise, you know. So like Kayla said, like what the lady said just now. Some people guys, sport can keep you fit.
Right.
But then guys go different.
You're such an AV go and golf just keep fit then.
I see what happens if we used to play football for Antigua. Avery is a competitor. So I don't want to be Avery is here just for that.
Just for the 50,
when
right.
you play national sports,
Yeah.
you love win.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you may get play the blow, you know, but that is intention, though. You want us to win.
I've won a few, Teddy.
No, okay. See, I would expect that. Avery, I would expect that.
Yeah.
When you compare to playing national sport, you compete. You always want to win.
True.
Like, look, when I go golf course with Vivi, and you're on the golf course, somebody come with early and say, boy, you know, I don't want to talk to you today. He'll talk to me, man. So what happened? Boy, you know, do good over there.
Yeah, he get blow. So you want to talk.
You know, do good in happy.
Yeah.
And that's the nature of athletes,
Yeah,
and
that's
sports,
it.
and
Right.
competitors.
If you're not playing good, don't try.
Well,
that's what athletes go out there.
Yeah.
Real athletes, you know. So I don't suppose every win couple things. Yeah. You want to win.
Yeah.
Some others go to say people say they play golf.
well, I just want to say good morning to AV Jonas. What's up? How things?
All right, morning to you and your listening audience.
Right. Everything good?
Viewing as well, yeah?
Okay.
Everything's good so far.
Nice. I think I have two guys on Zoom there. Mr. Glenn Francis, good morning.
Morning, sir.
I'm not
What's
seeing
up?
it.
Panel. Not
You,
much here.
you know this guy next to me here?
What I mean that will. That's my ride and died.
Exactly. I was just going to tell you that. Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
That's my ride and died.
All right, buddy. And I think we have Mr. J. Joe, Mr. Jackson. Joseph, my bad. What's up, man?
What's up, Joe?
I sure you know Glenn. You haven't seen Glenn in a while.
Long time I see your face like that, boy.
I know. I decided to surprise you.
I must say, I haven't seen Glenn in a long time, but the only difference in Glenn, he got plenty of beard and so.
Well, I would like that part
It's not
surprised me
everybody
too.
can shave off their face and they look good like you know. So I got to grow mine so that they don't see my imperfections.
All right, Glenn.
So Glenn, what's up, man? How things?
Things good, man. Things good. It's busy. Getting ready for the season. Just started our second game into our second game for the season.
Right.
Lost our first home game 2-0, and then went on the road to Wheeling and beat them 1-0. So now we're heading down to Charleston tomorrow to battle the number 1 team in our conference and top 10 team in the nation. So got a lot on my plate, but surviving.
Well, we know. Well, just to go back when you started. You ever played in Shipwreck League?
That's where everything, Shipwreck League and Alcyon League, that's where everything started for me, you know.
Right. Yeah. So you meet J. Joe when you was playing for when you were playing J for Hoppers in the Shipwreck League. That's where it started.
Yeah, Hoppers Youths.
Hoppers Youths.
Oh, yeah, we go way back. We're digging in the trenches, man.
And Glenn and Avery just beat you up, Jay.
They're my fierce competitors. It goes back and forth. They win some, I win some, but I think for the most part, they had some great players as well on their team. I must say, I played with Avery as well for grammar school. At his, I think, close to getting out of school as well. if I'm correct on that. But you know, it was always fierce. Those guys are determined just to win. I know some of the games I played at Avery, man, listen, when it's on the line, it's all in, man.
Hey, look.
And then I know we go back as well as far as the national team as well. In Trinidad, you know, we are playing up against some of them top team from Trinidad and Jamaica.
Right.
So the level of competitiveness in those two players, man, is just outstanding.
Sounds
Well,
good.
look, I kind of disappointed. Can you imagine a grammar school boy, you and Avery, let's sort of jokey people bang you off, man? we have a proud history of grammar school, and we don't like losing, you know.
Hey, we won a few at grammar school, Taddy. We won a few.
Isn't,
And, you
it's
know,
not matter what you want to win or lose, you know. Sometimes you just got to, you come up against some opponent that just, it's there.
Right.
You know, it's not the, what they say about the dog, it's not the fight. So,
But tell me
dog
something.
just happy day.
Right. But,
Sometimes this dog does just bite, not just bark, he bite too.
but tell me something, Avery, back in the day with Shipwreck League, how you find that competition in terms of helping your development?
well, like Glenn said, that was the start of it. And
Right.
you know, every time I see Shipwreck, I have to smile.
Right.
And I'm one of those people who think Shipwreck really does deserve some flowers.
Right.
Because that's where it started.
Right.
You know, that was the foundation for a lot of young footballers in Antigua. I'll give you a quick joke. A few years ago, maybe 15 years ago,
Right.
that's not a few, I was driving through Boland's village and the road was blocked, so I diverted to a small alley. So I stopped and a guy was standing over my car.
Right.
He said to another guy, "Hey, you know this youth man, yeah?" And the guy said, "Yeah, I'm the youth man from Shipwreck League."
Uh-huh.
I mean, I looked at him, I was like, okay, but you remember from Shipwreck League, but not a youth man still. Old man now.
Not still a youth man, not a youth man anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, that's where it started, and people still identify
Remember that.
with
right.
Shipwreck League.
Right.
Earl, what I remember about Shipwreck League, you know. When you pass
That
over the
must be a
market area,
compliment then,
the more the
Joshua.
people you see.
What's it? I see Glenn. Glenn, where was saying something?
That must be a compliment. You
He
still-
said, he said,
you
come
know,
on, you still look young.
Glenn is so correct. Glenn is so correct. You see?
Yeah.
But I say, what I remember about Shipwreck League most of all, Earl, I just live over and so. When you go down market and so,
Right.
the more the people see down King George Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Hundreds of people, man. It was a big, big thing.
It was a real, that everybody
Yeah.
looked for Saturday morning to go on Shipwreck.
Yeah.
People from East, Willoughby, Freeman Village,
All
all over, because
All
every side of the country. I remember Gary Gonzalez, now he and Carl Casey coming from down, I think that's two sides, West Ham and something else. If I remember something right.
Yep, all over.
What? Yep.
So I said, Glenn, you used to beat up Gary plenty. Glenn,
Go again.
you used to beat up Gary Gonzalez plenty in battle.
No, that was some serious battle there, man. Carl Casey, when you had the Villa Point guys coming up, we have Carl Casey, Gary, Shorty, Son,
Yeah.
all those guys coming up there. I mean, it was a battle. But at the same time, if we look back on that, 20, 30 years down the road, and we're still reminiscing with these guys and understanding that we fought, we went to the trenches, but the respect is still there.
True.
You know, we did what we did, we compete, but it wasn't a situation like you look back now and you can count a handful of guys that came up with us that, excuse what I'm going to say here, are either in jail or 6 feet under.
Right.
You know, we use this as an opportunity to better ourselves in many ways than one. You know, so you look back at those guys there, Carl Casey, Gary, myself, Passau, Marlon Farquhar, Nash,
Right.
which is national,
National, right.
Razzie, Avery. You go down the list, Epilos. You go down the list of these guys there, and you have to shake your head and you have to say, hey guys, you know, it took a village to raise us. And that's what Shipwreck League gave us. It was an extension of our community. You know, for Avery and myself, we had Ralston Otto that helped us and helped mold us. You know, so we had a lot, and we are thankful for the opportunity that was afforded us by the community, the extended community, to help raise us.
True.
I want to jump in, Glenn, 'cause I said something a while ago about not feeling bad about what you're going to say about prison and all that. I was giving a joke about that. My very good friend, Epler's father, Veron, we used to go buy bread every Sunday morning, go to Fort Washington vehicle and so on. So he was Empire's coach. So, well, if you know ovals people, we grind everybody. So Empire lost the game the day before. So he said, well, I'm not kind of jokey team. You're a real jokey coach, man. I know he said to me, Glenn, boy, if I go to prison, you can pick a better team.
Are you good players in jail?
Are you good players in jail? That's what he said to me. So what do I mean by that? So you're so correct. You know what I mean? You're so correct. This thing here can keep you grounded. And the village, you know what I mean?
So Gary, tell me some morning. What's about you?
Good morning.
Daddy, you say you get some laps and I can come late.
Yes, I will. and I will gladly take them. Dum Dum. Glenn. What's up, Glenn?
I'm glad to laugh.
Mr. Gonzalez, we can't tell the difference between you and Jexler.
No, good living, sunshine, and many beaches.
I tell you, man.
But
With
it's,
the
oh, you
you
see,
you guys losing here. I don't know what's going on.
but it's all right. All them years you playing Shipwreck League, and you come town, you and Avery. It took Parker, you remember Parker?
Yeah, he was.
You just stop it. You watch it right now.
To carry me, like a white boy, like a so-called white boy from village. They are a female village, you pick all the dates to them. Because you don't ever just keep all the dates by yourself and then bring on Tyler and Grace Farm.
Parker, my little friend.
But
I'm going to share with that,
but Glenn, another story. You remember, this might be controversial. The fastest backline that ever played for Antigua, that after the game, the other team faded away because of the fact when I walked to the tunnel, me, you, and Cactus went to Trinidad. And the game before our play against Jamaica, after they come off in the World Cup, we say, you know what? We go fighting them off in the tunnel. So by the longest studs. So when I walk down, I sharpen them from the cement with more and all them Jamaicans that come off from the World Cup. Then I say, Tal, who the amateur players? And plus say, I kill them. Hey.
Jexler can tell you about that too. When we were back in college,
We
used to have
same thing.
roughly
Did the
about
same thing in
150 yards
Yeah.
from our training room
The longest
to the
stuff.
field. So we would go up and we have our 2 cleats on. We have our 13 stud in our hand and we have our 6 stud and we walk in on the concrete.
Yeah.
And, and every time we walk in, we click in and we basically sharpen it all the way up.
So put fade in the opponents early.
Yeah, but they have to hear them. going past.
Yeah, you click like at the concrete.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see, Glenn. It's nice to see, and it's good to know that the wonderful work that you're doing.
Yeah.
The only thing I can say, I know that your team must be strong defensively, because you are no nonsense player. Even coaches will fear you when you open that wide eye and say, "Hey, nobody pass today. I'm trouble."
Jail out, don't do the rest.
Dum.
Let's just put it this way. I lost the first home game 2-0 and I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep, and the players and them looking at me, coaching looking at me. I'm like, it's all right. I get it. Don't worry. Next game we went up, we had a shutout. But it was. I don't like giving up goals. Never have, never will.
So after that game, what kind of talk you had with the team?
Can't be publicized.
Oh,
We had a peachy
It
show.
really needed to be censored. Let's just say.
But Glenn,
It wasn't a PG one.
but Glenn,
Okay.
but Glenn, that's surprising because what's the name of the university? Isn't it Western Virginia Wesleyan University?
West Virginia University, yes, it's a college university, but it doesn't mean that. What happened? You asked for forgiveness.
Okay, then. I know it's a Christian.
All of us try to live the life, we're not perfect. We're going to have stumbles in the road, and when you do that, you ask for forgiveness, and you hopefully don't do it again. Not going to say that I won't do it again, but
Glenn, I have to tell them that when we were in college,
Right.
that very same West Virginia Wesleyan was a big rival.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, one of my most memorable games was at that field.
Right.
And I'm sure Glenn remember that game because there was a lot of cursing. Things
Yeah.
I can't believe. As a matter of fact, at one point the referee came up to me and told me, "I've been to Shirley's Heights. I know what you're saying."
They've been to Shirley Heights.
But let me tell you what happened. They did something that was really, really cool.
Right.
But they did it, and it vexed me. And it vexed our whole team. So they
Right.
weren't going to beat us that day. They had a big garage door.
Right.
You know that garage door when you pull the chain.
Right. Yeah.
So we were just stepping out of the visitor locker room. As soon as we exited the door, we heard the chain, the big pulling up. And when the thing reached up, their team was just standing there like gladiators.
Intimidated. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it was really cool. It was really cool.
Right.
But pardon my language.
believe you may
pissed me
still
off.
use that.
They weren't going to beat us that day. So we have a big rivalry with them. When the first thing I said to Glenn, mine and a member bang out, don't
But the thing about it, what's the old saying? If you can't beat them,
Join them.
I guess we put enough beating on them so they realize the formula is to pick me to join them.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
And Dun. I know you play. How is it on the national front with Gary, Avery, and Glenn? Play with these guys for Antigua.
Well, like I said, the battle started in Shipwreck League.
Right.
And we take the same approach, man, to our community team, Tambo Villa, a Prima Village, Appas, Empire. You guys know those battles, man. The more the championships Empire win.
Right.
Matter of fact, I was on one of the championship team with Empire and playing with Epilos, man, Squashy, Boss. Matter of fact, Boss and me really communicate a lot. He's coaching a team as well. I don't remember the name of the team, but he comes to Florida on a regular recruiting. There's a big football community down here and a facility, I think it's IMG. He comes out to every year, recruits players and, scouting and stuff like that. Glenn, do you scout or you just do the coaching? Do you scout out?
I do everything. Boss is up in the northeast up there, associate head coach. The irony behind a lot of things right now, a lot of people don't even know this. Boss and I are a family, Boss and I are cousins.
Okay.
Oh, I never knew that.
Boss grandmother and my grandmother were sisters.
Wow.
Okay.
That's close family, man. Pretty close family.
Okay.
Yeah, but nobody knows that. That's why I just look at them and just laugh. When people talk, I just look at them and laugh. Boss and I used to have the fiercest battle when it comes to that in there, you know. The fiercest battle. And then when we're done, we're going and sitting down talking. And like if nothing happened. His mom come and rip me a new one. His aunt Sharon and I getting stuff, and you don't get involved between Boss and I. It's very close.
So tell me something, Glenn, because Boss very, very adamant about he was here a couple months ago with us, talking about he goes striking Iraq. So how much time he beat you up and shoot?
Boss was a very effective striker of the ball, and everybody will tell you that. Boss created the opportunity. He was very crafty, and he could finish. He was a clinical finisher.
Good finisher.
Right.
Was he the hardest worker around? No, but you put him around the 18 and he will finish. You give him opportunity, you finish. Both, and like you have Gary sitting there with you. Both
Right.
and Gary are two different type of players. Both of them are great finishers. Gary was just a hard-nosed, very physical finisher of the ball, either aerially or down on the ground. Boss was a clinician on the ground. When it comes to create the little opportunity. Gary was just one of those that if he catch you in the phone booth, you're coming out bruised. So, you know. And then he come back and he do it again. But Boss doesn't like the confrontation. He picked the space. He was very, very intelligent. IQ was very high, and he finishes well. When Boss actually started rising to the cream of the crop, I was actually out of Antigua because I left Antigua in '94. So I've been out of Antigua since '94. Haven't really participated. The last time I really participated back down in Antigua was what? 98, 99, 98 when I was a part of the Caribbean All-Star team that played against Jamaica, and then probably 99 back in the Cayman Islands. But that's basically it.
That was where everything really started clicking for Antigua, right? I mean, yeah, we had Pretty Boy and them, Gantoon and them, but when that team came back from Germany, man, with Gary, Boss, Eplos, and myself, we start clicking something. We find something, man. And then from there, we went to that Caribbean tournament. And listen, man, when we got done from the tournament, I think we placed third, matter of fact. The amount of people were surprised because they were like, this little island, I post up against Jamaica. And they get Trinidad, because Trinidad beat us, I think it was 2-1 or something like that. But the game against Jamaica, we were supposed to win that game. We had Jamaica, the World Cup Jamaica team, and the whoop. And the crowd was just excited to see a little team like Jamaica by the whoops. Because Trinidad wanted us to beat them, But I mean, we missed some opportunities that we wish we could have taken back. But man, that game was one of the best games I've played in. And with Gary, I think we had Ranjay as well. Ranjay was a rising star, but in that tournament, we really started clicking some things from there. And then I just noticed, the country just started propelled in football with that area. That era of us, Gary, Glenn, Boss, Eplos, I mean, you name all those players. Even Pretty Boy was part of that, later towards the end of his career was part of that, help building the younger core players. But yeah, man, that was something for us to remember. Matter of fact, I still have a photo. Yeah, Glenn, remind me to connect with you for send your picture. You're gonna laugh too bad.
We can take a 5 minutes break and come back, guys.
Say that, my Gary.
Yes, Avery. You were sharing about that.
Yeah, I was speaking about the recruitment to Mercyhurst College, and this story is the gentleman who was the assistant coach. As a matter of fact, he was here, I think, last year, and I was able to connect him and Zoral's son. Zoral's son, who goes to that same university where Glenn is now,
Right.
to play in the summer league. But John Melody came to Antigua in the 90s, early 90s. He was managing a hotel, San Haven, I think. And some reason he ended up at Fremont Village playing football for Fremont Village. He played soccer also at Mercyhurst University. And then he got the job as the assistant coach back there. And that's when he recruited Glenn, and then the following year he recruited me. So we were talking about the question is in regards to if Glenn would recruit in Antigua or recruit anywhere.
Right.
And I think I was saying, and I think I could speak on Glenn's behalf, is, you know, once players are identified here and, you know, they have the right attitude and approach, I think there would be an opportunity for them, for Glenn to, you know, take a look at them and perhaps even give them an opportunity on his team.
I want to jump in, you know,
Yeah.
because you saying you can just recruiting in Antigua, but I remember Glenn said earlier, Robin and Batman.
Yeah.
Say Robin and Batman, you supposed to tell Glenn this guy is good and that guy is good.
You're exactly right, Taddy, and by default that would be part of my job in assisting Glenn. Yeah, so you're absolutely right.
Okay, now Gary got some players that they buy out as well.
Just echoing what he's saying there, I might be physically removed from the island, but I'm not removed from the island.
I like that. I like that.
So wait. Okay, Glenn, explain that to me. Explain that. Get that in detail.
What goes on, I do know. And if there is interest there of people or personnel, I actually have I've spoken to 3 people, and I still do that. I got sounding board down there that I can reach out to, or people have reached out to me. The good thing about this, and I will tell you, is once you played in the college level, you have a network of friends that you played against that are in position that can help you. And in saying that, it's not immune to recruit players or potential student athlete from Antigua. They have to have the right pedigree and the willingness to do the things, because you're not just coming up here as a baller. You have to be a student too.
True.
And that's the key. You got to be around there.
Yeah.
I agree with that, Glenn, but I should also say, I believe that the kids from the Caribbean are better equipped, because I will be the first to tell you, I wasn't an A student, a B student, or C student in school. That's because we concentrated on playing football. But the foundation I got as an education in Antigua, when I went up there, and sometimes when you do your introductory courses, and them teachers put the class in front of you and the subject, you say, wait, what is this? I used to do this at a lower level there. So we were able to gravitate, and all it takes was an advisor who told you, hey, if you concentrate properly, you can walk away with a degree in this. So much so that when I left college, my advisor told me, you know, if you stay back in the summer, you could graduate with a degree in business and accounting. And he said, stay with me for the summer and do it. So it is getting our Caribbean athletes over there, just like you and Avi and so on, because we know where we're coming from. We know what we need to do, because you can't call back home and tell mommy and daddy, hey, may drop out of school. No, you have to finish and continue and leave the door open for other athletes, exactly what you're doing right now.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's important. And we have to make
you
sure
hit the nail
that
on
we
the
leave
head.
the door open.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, Glenn.
Glenn.
No, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, when I went to Mercyhurst, I had an opportunity, right? After I got there, we recruited Avery. then we recruited Darian Truitt, then we recruited Brian. So there are 4 people from Antigua within a small community of Freeman's Village, Cedar Farm, and just up Jonas Road that all came to the same university because of the part that was paved before. So, yes, we do have an obligation. We do have a right to do these things, Gary. Yes, I do agree with you with that. But it takes a village. It takes a village. We can't have these kids coming up here and then wondering whether or not they can pay tuition for tomorrow. They need to know that this is there. The country, the association, whatever is there. So people that are out there, we need sponsorship for these potential student athletes to get up here.
True. And Jay.
Back to the community.
Dun.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry, I was muted.
Yeah, you want to piggyback on what Gary and Glenn and Avery have been talking about?
Yeah, it's very important. You know, I know. Well, from starting what Gary mentioned, and my experience as well, because I migrated here with coming from grammar school. I had a good foundation, so you know the education side of it was easy for me to adjust. Matter of fact, I felt my education level was higher than what I was experiencing in these classes, because I literally was like, wait a minute, dude, I've seen these things. I'm advanced, in some of these courses. So the education level back there is much, to me, is much better. So the adjustment from the Caribbean country to the U.S., the kids should be able to fit in easier with that part. Now, on the scholarship side of it, the funding side of it, I know our country sometimes is not the best at that. We have, quite a few, businesses that, do support that. But I'm out of the country for quite some time. I don't know how much, of that gap has been closed. But that is very important, the funding for these kids, because you don't want kids coming out of their country and, they're looking around to like, hey, how am I, going to be properly resourced for funding these type of experience and opportunities. So that's very important as well.
True.
But I was just telling Taddy, Avery, and Earl, the best game I saw you play was in Brazil against the Beast, Julio Batista, when he was in his prime. So I told them that since then, you were able to see the type of players that if you went to the next level, who you play against. So when you came back here and you saw Boss and them man jump up against you, hey, you just go this and the
that Brazil tour, man, opened a lot for me. I mean, even their system. I mean, our style of football that we were playing in Antigua, and just understanding the Brazil system, right? It's a total different level. I mean, you're looking at everyone is a threat. Literally, you're seeing the 2 marker backs rotating up in the midfield, the midfielders that rotating back, and everybody just moved, man. And that opened my eye. And I figured that would have been a good system for our football fraternity back there, because if, everybody's a threat, everybody has to be guarded. But I think our football leaders probably did not adjust to it, or I don't know if they did not want to adjust to it, but that was like a big adjustment for me coming out of that Brazil tour. A lot of us realistically excelled. I mean, you talk about when we get back, Gary, the whole league just feared the whole team, because all the players learned so much. I think the league level rise. You talk about, young Kasambi from Pampers.
Ziggy.
Bobla. You know.
Remember Ziggy also?
Yeah, Ziggy, yeah, true. Yeah, Ziggy, yeah. Look where he went. You know what I mean? So that tournament really exposed Antigua to a different level of football. That was the first tour to Brazil. So it was a great experience for me, and it really improved my football skills and level.
But you know what was interesting about that tour also, quickly?
Mm-hmm.
We were a national team going down to Brazil. And we played 25 minutes against the recognized team. But the coach said, you can't go back to Antigua unless you beat or draw against the Brazilian team. And we drove for about a day to a cane field where we played against some cane field workers who were big and fat. And all we could do is draw the game, because as you said, everybody in Brazil, from the time you born, you play one system. So the guys them say, hey, it was a Saturday. They drink a lot on the Friday. Guys can't beat this team. And trust me, we had trouble. I think it was 3-5 who scored the goal to equalize, because them guys say, hey, y'all promised us that you weren't going to play the full 45. But they played the full 45 and we were able to draw the game. But that's just to show you, the system is not just when you start to play for a club. It's everybody in Brazil played the same, and we were so amazed.
The same.
Same style.
Same style.
It's like total football. You can't say Dum Dum is a defender, because you see Dum Dum in the back now, Dum Dum head and bar in the goal. The rotation and movement and so on, it was amazing. But I just say, that's the experience that we'll take to our grave. You know, it's fun.
But Gary, I want to say something about that, because Dum said something a while ago. When he came back here, he was hoping that we adapt that system. But I've been here for years now that Antiguan players are so physically fit and this and that. So why we couldn't use the system?
When you look at Batista, as I said, we thought that all the Brazilians are physically fit. Brazil are physically fit too. But they keep the ball.
They keep the ball.
We now adapt the English system when we get hit and run. Nothing wrong with that, because we want to be more direct. But the Brazilians say, hey, I'm going to dance with you. I'm frustrate you. And then afterwards, I'm going to beat you. So they keep the ball. Our players, we don't encourage back in the day when Mervyn and
Wise answer.
And Mervyn Richards, Vivi Richards, scouting them, man. You never see them man in a hole back in the midfield, a hole behind the defense.
Right.
Knock it up, get rid. The defensive players in Brazil, they encourage, hey, come to me, think you can get it, play it off, move the ball around you. So we can play that physical way too, but it's just the other aspect of it, keep the ball. Because if you don't have the ball, your physical play change. You have to knock off. But if you have the ball, you play.
Okay.
So Gary, my question now, so why we don't start to use that same system in primary school so we can get to that level?
I'm going to be frank with you. Right now, I'll tell you, the only way that can happen right now is if the ABFA take over the school system.
Okay.
We want to say work with a partnership with the
clubs,
the teams and so on. No, you don't need that, because when I say take over, the coaches that are in the school system, they have to know where the ABFA is going in terms of the football in the country.
Right.
Because you can't say you're going to teach the kids how to play school league, then when they go to the coach in the, they're going to play a different song.
Different
it's going to be one system.
One
so
umbrella.
the ABFA have to pass it on the head. Right. This is your curriculum. Give them the curriculum. Right. How you coach. So when you get the coaches in the education system have more contact time than the coaches in the club.
True.
Because you have them from when? From 8 o'clock to 2, whenever they have there.
Right.
When you get home now, finish your homework, the coach at Female Village, Glenn, have them for what? An hour? But you catch them early, and you catch them earlier in school at the 10 and the 9 and the 11 and 12 and teach them that system, because the clubs don't have them at that age. It's after you turn 16, we kind of get it, but after you turn 16, in other countries, you don't know the basics.
True.
You can't go back and teach the basics now. Somebody told me
Yeah.
that they were going to they want to introduce Wari and other sports in school,
Chess and so.
chess and so on. We have football and cricket in school for all them years. It's because we're not applying it properly. So we have to look at that. Apply it properly because there's a lot of children that want to play football. And the big aspect now, I'm sure, I don't know how much Glenn is involved. Glenn, there's a woman aspect to the college too, right?
Yes, there is.
And more opportunities is there for ladies right now in football, surprisingly. So hopefully,
Yeah.
your recruiting will not only be for male, but for female also.
But Avery,
But
piggyback on
that's the thing there, and just to
Glenn,
piggyback
Glenn,
off
Glenn.
of something you asked, your comment or statement you made there. I like the idea, like what you're saying there, but the question I'm having to ask you here, because, and this might be me being ignorant of not knowing, do we have an educational system or coaching system that can help educate, mentor, teach these coaches so they have something to prepare them? Because what you're asking for sounds good, but if we don't have the vessel or the conduit to drive the information and the consistency of that information down, then it doesn't make sense, because then we're going to put a house up starting from the roof without a foundation.
True.
Bar none, we have one of the best in the Eastern Caribbean, and I'm a part of it. Sobi, the technical director, is a qualified A-licensed coach, instructor. Daryl, Michael, Lenny Hewlett, Garfield Gonzalez, qualified.
Who is that guy? Who's Garfield Gonzalez?
Garfield Gonzalez, Gary Gonzalez, qualified coach educators. The ABFA at this time have, I think, over 80 coaches in Antigua who have either a C, a B license. We have the mechanism, but our problem is, Glenn, we don't have the amount of teams, because the Premier Division have 14 right now. We got to go back to, they have 16 right now. It's going on to 14. Everybody, what we're trying to tell is coaches, everybody can coach a Premier Division team.
Sure.
Everybody can coach a second or first division team. You have to find some way that all it takes from the knowledge that you get 10 students from the school system and practice your trade. Because it is so much teams there, and you have coaches. The coaches have access to equipment from the ABFA that if they want balls, there's a 10 balls, some cones, some equipment, they can. But we cannot put them into Female Village and say, you go coach Female Village. Female Village setup would have to request that. We can't put them into Villa or Empire. Empire would want to know what kind of coach they want. So the coaches are there. The coaches know what they need to do. But it is, what should I say, getting them the seed so they can work on the seed so they can grow the fruit. That is the issue that we have right now. But we do have a system that the coaches are well educated and they're up to date with the current method of playing football.
But you're asking for something there, Gary, and just listen to what I'm about to say, because you might follow or just see it. Everybody wants to be the peacock, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to expose and lift up their tail and everybody see them colors. Mm-hmm. But nobody wants to put the work in and start at the bottom. And that's the problem. You have 80 coaches there, everybody wants to tell you that, hey, I'm the best coach in Antigua. But nobody wants to try and do nothing and build nothing. And you have to check your ego.
Right.
These are coaches, educators, and the job here is to teach, mentor, and develop, first and foremost. So, if the coaches and them don't get that, then basically what they're doing is, excuse what I'm going to say, they're selfish because they have the education, they have the knowledge, but they're not willing to partake it to others. That is selfishness.
Glenn, let me ask this question. So, with most teams, you have a coaching staff, you have the head coach, and the list of how many coaches, the head coach hires. Now, I'm posing this question back to Gary. Now, Gary, is that the same way Antigua operates?
Dum-dum, Antigua system has not changed. The reason why we still have established clubs and we still have established teams that they want a particular coach. As Glenn said, we have a lot of peacocks. It's all about me. But the system where the head coach, a word change, is the manager, and you have coaches who are doing the on-the-field drills. That manager is not the manager to deal with the uniforms and stuff like that. He's a manager who's a coach. So after his assistant coach teach you how to pass, teach you how to score and so on, he will come in and say, you know what? Tell me who is fit to play on the Saturday. And then he will think about the tactics now. In Antigua, we still have some knowledgeable coaches who want to be, what is saying say? Chef, cook, and bottle washer. They want to do everything and don't understand.
The role.
Just you get a staff and the work will be better because you can focus on the team. And I think somehow so that you have to give them, you have to be somewhat objective too. Because sometimes you give an assistant the autonomy to assist you. And you know what sometimes he does? He undermines you. So we know you have that. So you have to be careful. But just like Villa, I have a coach, Auckland Joseph Pinnock. He deals with getting the players ready, right? Sobe and I are his assistant, wherein we will go and watch the practice once in a while because Sobe, the technical director, I reach us, Sobe, you have to take care of all the country. But you come and watch Villa. Tell us what we are not seeing because you're looking at it a different way. When Pinnock and I sit on Thursday to pick the team, to look at what we're going to use, I say, this is what I am thinking. This is what you need to do as a head coach. And if you say, hey, this is what I want to go with, farewell, go with that. But it's a collaboration, not that I am there hoping that he shows up on a Sunday and then tell me, hey, maybe use that because of that. No. Let's discuss it by Thursday. So I can tell you, hey, with my knowledge and you respect me, you need to look at this. Some of the things that I can tell you because I know them, it's a one-man show. And some of them even want to be the physiotherapist too. Some of them even want to up on the field. So it should change, but it's tough. It's tough, but it's been working for them.
Avery, you want to jump in and share your views on that, what Gary just said. Cause I like what he said about in terms of his setup down Villa. That is good. That you and Pinnock meet together and you analyze things. You share your views, he share your views. Yeah, come to a mutual consensus, which is excellent. And that's what coaching is all about. And like Glenn said, which I know is in all sports in Antigua, cricket, football, the coach will have a chip on their shoulder. It's my player, and this and that. Something wrong with sports in Antigua.
Yeah, I mean, as Gary said, when you're dealing with at the club level, it has to be a collaborative effort.
Right.
You know, I wanted to go back to what he spoke about with regards to catching the players in the school, though,
right?
Because I think that is absolutely critical. You can't have coaches in the school, you know, teaching the players what you make call boom football,
right?
And then, even if you identify a talented player in that system, when you bring him to the national level system, the national level coach, it's almost like starting from scratch all over again. You know, so I unfortunately, I'm not that involved in football these days. But what Gary is talking about in terms of getting the players and starting the system early, and I have to say that even back in the days when I was still involved in football, I've heard about this. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that anything has happened in that regard. But if we're not going to change that system and start to get the players early, then, as Taddy asked the question, it's going to be very difficult for us to adopt any other approach, even the Brazilian approach or any other approach, like Taddy suggested.
I want to jump in a bit now, guys. I get him a part of Gary, you know. I heard Gary said the pick team on Thursday afternoons. So I was kind of awestruck. I kind of got shocked because we really get all the players well. Because Gary buy people every week, you know. We get all the players well. That's what I'm finding out. If they come on the show, say Gary buy the man, this buy Gary.
Glenn.
That's over here.
Glenn, is one question I want to ask you, Glenn.
Please.
Glenn,
Yes,
can you answer
yes,
this for
my
me? Zoel Bartley's son that's playing for you right now,
Yes, sir.
is he talented? Does he have good awareness? Does he have good skills?
Glenn, before I answer that question, somebody just type for big up the question. Villa has the well-established youth academy. My son has been there since 4 years now. So somebody big up endorse it.
And that is what I'm going to.
I know.
Zoel Bartley's son was in the academy from that young age. And Zoel Bartley has another son. He call him D, so sometimes it makes me up. That he just went off to England.
yeah.
He's in England right now. And people say he's going to be the best Bartley. It's still, the mommy says she's still
So
up.
better Zoel too.
No, Zoel, no coming style. Zoel is nowhere close to his son. So he came from a product where he was with the academy at Villa for years. Now we don't have a lot, but what we have is the contact time. When you put one ball, it may sound funny, when you put one ball and put 5 kids on this side and 5 kids on this side, the game becomes the best teacher. And all you have to do, what I have seen Sobe done so many times, hey, Avery, you know what you need to do? You need to push the ball more with the left foot, because if you notice, every time you go on your right, Glenn tackle you. That's simple. That young kid at that age, he is competitive. He wants to beat Glenn. So you can see he started to play the left foot. You don't have to take him out in the environment and give him one-on-one, because he needs that. Because you know what? After he passed Glenn with his left foot, he'll confront another player. So you step by step. And trust me, that is what the kids of them at Villa get from Sobe, that contact time with the ball. And it makes it easier. I hate coaches. Not that I hate them with a passion, but I said, anytime at all I see you get 2 kids, put a lot of cones and start to train them, I say that is very good for you. But that is teaching them ball mastery. After you get there, you have to involve them in a game situation, because you can't tell them everything and every scenario that's going to happen on the field. They have to work that out for themselves. And I know, Glenn, you know, a player that can work out the solution to a problem on the field, that's a player you want, than every time you say, wait, what coach want me to do? And look over, no.
Yeah.
You sort it out.
True.
Yeah, you know, they want them, as we call them, joystick coaches.
So I want
then jacking the players and them all around. You know, the game has to be the teacher. I agree with you in that aspect. And he has to be fundamental in terms of how we teach and develop. Daddy and you guys know this, when you started out playing cricket, pace bowlers and them wasn't going out there running up trying to do all this stuff there. You teach them the fundamentals, and then you put layer on top of layer. It's
True.
like building a house. You put a brick, you lay one brick down, and then you come back, you lay another brick down. The problem that we run into, and I see it even in my profession, when I started out coaching first, I used to overcoach. And it's easy to do because you're always looking at the kids and them, and you know more than the kids, and then you want to tell the kids and them all this stuff and show them all the stuff you know. But then it comes information overload.
Right.
Because everything you're trying to teach the kids and them, they don't experience nothing for themselves. You know.
Gary,
Aye.
did you ever read the article that was posted from Germany's tour, from the Germans? So the Germans we played against, right? I still have that article. And the article stated, we as a team, right? we have very good techniques, but our tactical side of the game needed improvement. I don't know if everyone ever read that. I literally have it translated from German to English. And I read that article, but I don't know if any of our coach read that, if they know that at all. Because I think Reverend Senior was there, if I'm correct. I know Plus, those are guys them that's still, I'm sure, involved in the game. But that was one of the analysis that we needed to pay attention to. Glenn, is that something you break down in your whole coaching staff?
Yeah, we do that. This sounds weird, after we lost the game 2-0, right? We played. I think it was a 4 o'clock game also. The game over. My family was down. I had dinner. At 10 o'clock at night, I was still in my office. I wake up 2 o'clock in the morning. I came in my office and I was in here by 3 o'clock. Nobody tall in the building for another 5 hours. And they're like, "What are you doing here?" Just do self-assessment, reflection, how we can do things. What did I do right? What do I do wrong? How can I put myself? So now all I think on there, start thinking about training for the next day. As to how I can better technically prepare them with the body turn, the body angle. It's little things like that. Everybody thinks it's just, oh, you have the most skillful thing, but I have to put Gary talent, Avery talent, your talent, everybody talent in such a way that it work uniformly as one. What are you going to do when you receive the ball? How should your body be shaped? Where is your out? Who is the hot and the press? Where is the outlet there? If you play the ball here, what's the second and third runner? Where they're going to be? What they're going to be doing? How should their body be turning? These are things only the game can teach. As a teacher, you try to teach them certain things, but they have to be getting the reps. Understand what you're trying to teach. I can talk and be a lecturer. If they don't see it and they don't do it, it's not going to be successful.
True.
What's the old saying? Monkey see, monkey do. They don't see it.
True.
Hey Glenn, I have to interrupt you rudely. I see, you just used a word a while ago, which I've been saying now for years. There are a lot of coaches around here, but they're not good teachers. And the teaching side of things is the most important part. You have to teach people. Anybody can name coach,
Yeah.
And everybody is a good teacher.
True.
You know the game, but how to impart it to others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's important, Glenn. That teaching side of things, you stick to that. You get the best out of your players.
It's one thing I tell all the coach is that pass through our coach education. There's a quote. Tell me, and I will forget. Show me, and I may remember. But involve me, I'll understand and learn. That is what I mean.
Yep.
You can sit down and tell, hey, dum, Earl, you need to go down the line and score. Okay. But if you go on the field on a Monday, you can still try to one through the man.
Exactly.
No. Involving. So your training session must be game situation, and then after you see what is going on, then it's when you coach.
True.
I'll tell you, a lot of coaches, they have the knowledge, so they're telling you, but you just sitting there, your interest gone, because you're not doing it. Let you do it. Let you run to your own problem. If moves the ball a bumper, and if the man knock you for 6, you think you need a coach to tell you need to push up the bar some more? But you have to work it
Well,
out.
unfortunately, some coach think they have to.
We're speaking
But just
about
going
the
back
whole.
to this here. Have
Sorry,
you
go ahead.
guys ever heard of the VARK system?
The VAR?
VARK, V-A-R-K.
No.
No.
Okay, look it up.
I've heard of it.
And basically what it is, it's talk about people's learning style. Some people are visual learners, some people are auditory learners, some people like to read, you know. So if you're a teacher and I come out to you, Taddy or Avery, and I keep on doing lecture, half my students gonna get it.
True.
My other half not gonna get it because they're visual learner. So they want to see me do some demonstration.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna get a quarter of them because some of them want me now to write and demonstrate so they can see at the same time. You have to know your audience.
True.
You know, and that's where I think we have lost it, and a lot of Gary can talk about this, Earl, you can talk about this, Avery, even Dum we can talk about this. When we were growing up, the coaches and them, what they used to do. Okay, we want to go this, we're gonna play 3-4-3, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. How much of them actually demonstrate and do the stuff and make sure we understand before we even go there?
True.
They just let us go and we use our imagination, and then when we screw up, oh, and we start getting the cuss out. Did I say something wrong, Gary? Avery, Dum?
No.
Not at
No,
all.
yo. You're correct.
I mean, yeah, you may be talking about back then, but from what I'm understanding, the level we've reached now is much better. Gary and Avery can share that with you. I mean, you're looking at the team was in qualifiers a couple of years ago. Matter of fact, they came to Tampa. You see, I got my Tampa Bay hat on. They were in Raymond James Stadium playing against the United States. And when I watch the team, man, oh man, I can see the level of coaching have improved. That's to the national level. I know it has to filter up, you know, from the talent we have and the coaching team and all that. But I know from a standpoint, what you sound like you're referring to is from back then. But for now, I am, you know, fast forwarding to now, where what I saw and where the team is at. I don't know if they're falling back, but from what I saw, man, they are up to a very good standard now. But it's just a build from there, really. So,
yes. What I'm saying, yes. Previously, when we grew up, that's what it was. You know, and that's why I say what I say from experience. I have been removed from a lot of things in Antigua physically, but not emotionally. But I have been removed, but there's opportunity for learn if people want to learn.
Sure.
The opportunity that you have to understand, you can't always butt your head against the wall. If the wall is not given and you keep on butt your head against the wall, something will happen. It's not going to the wall, it's going to your head. The old saying go, they say hard head make a good room for soft behind. If you want for a hard head, consider a hard head, then your backside go feel it. Nice way to put it. So
You show age with them kind of quote, you know.
I want to pick up on something
if we can tell you, we played against a team called ESU, East Charlesburg, right? And during the game, they came to Mercyhurst and they're kicking the snot out of our players. Absolutely abusing us. Guys look on the bench and they look up and they're like, Glenn, this can't happen. Ask Avery what happened to the guy.
Broken nose.
But you didn't get sent off. You didn't get sent off.
look,
No.
hey,
It was one of these.
Yeah.
I said that.
big guys. Hey, Glenn and Avery and Gary, 'cause Gary mentioned something earlier too, that we had a team that went to Brazil, you know, and I'm thinking, and like Dom said, if we can take teams to Brazil many years ago, why we can't have somebody that knows to help our development of the sport? That's my question, Gary. I heard it, you dodged my first question. You dodged my first question. You buy out asking the players and carry them Villa.
Wait.
But because the system so good, everybody want to come Villa.
Glenn, let me answer Taddy's first question. We can't buy players because we need players to go to college. You can't be professional and play college football, right?
That's correct.
Exactly.
Not
So
at
Taddy,
this level here.
we don't buy players. We develop players. Okay?
Glenn, the old Gary. You buy them from power, you buy them from power, you buy it all over.
I'm so glad I'm not in that
Good answer,
anger
Gary.
room sitting with the three of you right now.
And Glenn, before I forgot, Cleve, Avery, you are Avery. Cleve, say good morning to you guys. Cleve Joseph.
But Cleve know this. Cleve and Zoral, their sons and them are way better than them. They know that.
Right, Cleve, you hear that? You hear what Glenn say, Cleve?
And Glenn, to answer Taddy's question, ask Cleve which club his son just registered for. I'll answer the question. Cleve's 14-year-old son is playing for Villa Lions.
He typed that just a few minutes ago, say his son playing with Lions and he replaced both Bartley's brothers soon.
And ask Cleve how much money we paid. Because we don't pay, so we can answer Taddy. It's development.
Gary, this much I need to say and I need to compliment. For the last 10 plus years, Sobi has been doing a very tremendous job with the Youth Academy down there. I must compliment that. I've heard it and I've seen the product. The only question I have to ask, why just Villa? Why can't somebody see what he's doing and emulate that outside? I know Joey has this stuff going on. I know Tamu has this thing going on. I know Epi once had an academy and something he's looking to bring back again. But why? Sobi has been doing this what? God, at least 15 years?
At 5 on that.
Donkey years.
Donkey years. But, you know, Glenn, it is starting to trickle down because Tamu have one. Tamu's son, Little Sam, he is working one too. North Coast, Generation Next, and as you said, Joey, which is fastly developing into one of the top academies also. Lenny is starting an academy. So it took a long time, but I think everybody right now is seeing the benefits of developing the young guys.
That's good.
So I'm guessing in the next 5 years, you're going to see more kids coming through. And the thing about all this academy right now, Sobi, the technical director, who was impart upon them this style. We have a DNA that we're working with in how the Antiguan style should be. You know, in anything you start, it's not going to come in the first 2 or 5 years. But I think all of those, Joy passed through the coaching education, he started the academy. Sam passed through the coaching education, he started the academy. Lenny started the academy. Donovan, who is at North Coast, he just started academy also. He came to education. So all of them we all have the same ears. So I'm telling you, if we're still around the next 10 years, still batting, you will see a change.
Well, tell me something, like what Glenn just said. Can we zone the country and have something like what Villa have down there?
I would say it can, it should. It is just to find a few persons who are willing to make the sacrifice at the start. Because I'm not going to be afraid to tell you, this time, in this era, people don't give away their money easily. But if they see you have something working with, you can tell them, join me.
Okay.
But from the time you start to approach somebody and say, give me $50,000 to start this academy, red flag go up. But if they say, hey, I have this academy, you want to come and watch them for the next 3 weeks, see what I have, and tell me how you can assist. Because some of these business persons, they might not be able to directly pump money, but indirectly, I can provide you with Gatorade and water. That is still money, but it's not giving you the hard cash. You can work with that sometimes, and they will come.
But Gary, I wanted to, because what Earl just mentioned, I think it could be onto something. Listen, very soon, Freeman's Village was promoted from first division to second division, from second to first division this year. I'm not a member of the club executive, but I'm an advisor. So I know that one of the plans Freeman's Village had is to start an academy, right? If we have all of these coaches coming through the system that is where Sobe is giving them the DNA and so on, why can't we, as Earl said, zone it? It don't have to be 4 zones. It could be 10, it could be 12 zones. Whereas you have all the kids in Freeman's Village, Seaview Farm, All Saints, wherever, all attending the same academy. That way you have the coach from Freeman's Village, the coach from Seaview Farm, the coach from Parish, who are all, instructors or teachers at this academy. I think that could work because we're not getting into the school system. So this is the way to circumvent that. If you're not going to get into the school system, get into the community level, and then you could start to implement the style and sort of play that you want to do. We had this discussion earlier. I think that's a fantastic idea.
Hey, look,
I think so too.
I absolutely think so, but I'm going to ask one question here, Jaxla.
Yeah.
And Dum Dum to follow the chair with this question. Who gonna lead it? Because he gonna take people to basically put their ego aside.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's understood. You have to, everybody, all the coaches
Have come together.
who want to be the peacocks and so on, you have to put their egos aside and come together,
Right.
for the greater good of the sport in Antigua. That's what it's going to take.
Hey, Glenn, I want to put you in the hot seat now, because I heard Gary mention about dating so earlier, but he doesn't know that I've been going to Freeman's Village since the 50s to get a date. So that's how interesting Freeman's Village. But what happens, right? When I pass the field and see all the youngsters and nothing happening, I'm so pleased now to hear they have an academy. Because Freeman's Village plays nothing but football, no cricket, no basketball, only football. So Freeman's Village will be a dominant force. But you got to come down for 2 weeks and 3 weeks and put in some work. You, Glenn.
You see, if it's one thing, and Abe, we can tell you this, I never forget where I come from.
Exactly.
And
to Glenn's defense, this is a conversation Glenn and I had 2-3 weeks ago. So, like Glenn said, he never forgot where he come from.
Right.
So, yeah.
And like I said to you, Glenn, I'm interested in Freeman's Village because my uncle married a Freeman's Village lady. The Smith with the port and best way for my mother.
We have survival for Taddy. Go ahead, morning.
Best way for Smith.
Morning.
And the Smith.
What's up?
You went to Smith and their mother.
Very good there, man.
See, you know that.
Great panel again, and big up to my partner Gary there in the hot seat. But, my interest, just now I heard about that coaching and that youth development program. And as a former teacher, as a teacher, because you never change.
Right.
Once a teacher, always a teacher. One of the things I always say to them guys at ABS, I don't know Gary every day when I'm talking with the TV and so on, especially about this coaching license. Let me say kudos to ABS with that coaching license. I think they're doing a great job. But one of the things I think, especially as what Jessica said, is that coaching license, and I'm going to say something that's going to put maybe the ABS in a spot. The coaching license is, if you want to say, free of cost. And I always say to the TD, if we're going to offer this course to persons free of cost, we need to hold them accountable. And it's just like the government scholarship. You get a scholarship, you have to contribute now some years back in the development. So for me, one of the suggestions I always put forward is like, these coaches that come to the coaching course, to keep up to date with the coach renewal or whatever, however you want to put it, we basically put them in a system that they must be a part of some youth camp or something. And I think, just as Jeffrey said, if we have the country divided in youth camp, then they know we'll have to find themselves place in one of those camps for a number of years in terms of giving back for that coaching license that they get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary,
Good point.
correct me if I'm wrong on this. As you pursue going from a C to a B, you have to have certain amount of hours coaching and developing a youth team or something for you to be recommended to go to a B and then go into an A. Am I wrong with that?
You are totally correct.
So then, just to piggyback on what the caller just said, this is a perfect avenue for these coaches to use to, what you say now, further their education and fine-tuning their craft.
Definitely, self-development.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I just want to make certain that I wasn't wrong with that, and there is things in the work, Taddy. The goal right now is, if I can pull it off, I will be bringing in a team to Antigua next year, and on top of that is coming down there maybe 2 weeks in the summer to assist in coaching clinic. So that's the plan for next year.
That's great, Glenn. That's great. You know, look, you don't forget where you come from. You take the man out of the country. You can't take the country out of the man.
And Glenn has some information from Cleve. Cleve say that when he bowl against you for us in school, you should pick an edge. Then you will have all that chat about his son better than he.
his son and his nephew is still better than both of them.
Okay, Cleve, you hear that face, Cleve? You hear what Glenn say? Glenn say, you hear what Glenn say? Your son and your nephew better than you. So, case closed.
And Zoral, they know that.
Gary, our buddy from Orlando, Errol, the guy fatted. He said Gary is the first round ballot in Bassa Hall of Fame. Where we bang a Bassa? He said your first round ballot in Bassa Hall of Fame. Well, you bang a Bassa?
No. I'll tell you a story that when I was at my peak at Villa, Popty and them say they want me to come and play in the Arsenal League.
Okay.
I say, well, you try. He said, no. When I come to Barca, can I say, you don't know that other question.
Yeah.
Me can't move. Me time like a pellet. I said, no, I love pellets to play out and play the same age. But when I went there, Jamie, Etty, the bunch of young guys that I was playing with, they're the ones who came, ranging all them, and win about 3 championships in a row.
Right.
Because when I played with them, I could play every position at that time. So as wherever they want me for the day, I played. Now, I'm not going as a striker, and it's me not play striker today. Play all over.
Right.
And the camaraderie from that, every time they just call me back for train with them.
Oh.
I'm gonna say, hey, me come from town. I'm gonna tell people back then, Barca had the potential to break Empire 13 championship.
Right.
Because they have the people, they have female village, they have the surrounding community.
Right.
If they kept Barca together, trust me, Barca will surpass. I think they have 5 or 6. And trust me, Van J, 18, all those guys, they went to other teams and win at least 2 championships with all those teams. If you put the combination
together.
But they had the style, plus they had the community. When
That's true.
Barca go tongue,
Just think about
and the
Alcyon,
whole
we're
arse is
talking
go
about
tongue.
here, okay. Yeah,
look.
Alcyon Pressers, West End, Barca. He had like 5 teams alone coming out of Alcyon community.
But Glenn, it's the ego again, because you know what you should have done?
Thank you.
Farm team 1, 2, main team
feed up.
But everybody wants to be in the Premier Division at the same time. No, if they feed and continue, All Saints community with the rival Grace Farm when it comes to championship, because you had a cycle.
True.
Liberta, Female Village, English Harbour, may pop-up hoppers 1 or 2 years. but they have to go through the rebuilding stage, and it's very hard for maintain them on. Although Bato used to tell me, he kind of questioned the amount of championship that Empire win. Because some of them. But
I'm going to tell you, no, both are epilogues to get you, know.
Hey Glenn, Dum. I have an urgent one to make to the airport. Somebody just called me, but it was a pleasure. And Glenn, leave your number with. Well, no, Glenn had a number because if you have a number.
Yeah, Parker, just come on. Yeah, man, Parker.
That's a village.
The one I care for date.
Parker.
Yeah, Parker, just come on live. Parker,
Parker,
watch it live.
up to this day, you have the best left foot that I ever see. Nobody can kick left foot more than you, and you have the height. You are the first, the Arsenal striker there. Oh Lord, the tall one.
Terry?
No, not the striker, the midfielder, Vieira. When I see Vieira, I see you.
Parker, so you want to show for yourself because you just play football, basketball, and cricket. So you want to show for you.
Parker.
Yeah. You see, you want to show for you.
And you can pick date, but better than Glenn.
Right, thanks for coming, man. But Avery, in terms of what Gary just said, in terms of the Bassa and attackers, West End and stuff like that, that culture, that feeling that yeah, it's so important to have a structure that you can have development going forward all the time. So if the team not drop out.
Yeah, that's important. And as Gary said, the All Saints community, I mean, one of the largest villages,
Right.
and they were full of talent.
Right.
They were full of talent. And I know one or two guys from Freeman's Village also went and played for All Saints and assisted them in winning some championships. But I tell you what, Earl, and I had this conversation with the group from Freeman's Village a few weeks, I think it was the manager a few weeks ago. When I played for Freeman's Village, nobody could get me to play for nobody else.
Right.
I played in the All Saints League, and I played for the best team in All Saints League up to this day. I played for Youth Vibes.
Right.
Right? It was me and like Hogan and Baba and so, and Saxman. Youth Vibes was the best team in All Saints League. Nobody better jump on here and argue about that.
Right.
Right. But in the Premier Division or in the ABFA League, I don't know what it was with me, but I just never saw myself going to play for Para,
Right.
or going to play for Bassa, or going to play for Villa, or going to play for Empire. So I was kind of stuck with my community. I figured my responsibility was to help develop my community, as
right.
small as it was. And even now, you know, after I returned and I started coaching and so on, I saw it as, you know, my community responsibility to give back to my community. So
I want to jump in, Avery.
yeah,
Because I see, what I said a while ago is telling to me, you know, you never want to leave your community.
No.
But you can say something about that. But we was in the Premier long before Bassa and so.
yeah.
So why
yeah.
people want to leave Free Village and go to Bassa and Bassa don't want to come to Freeman's Village?
Well, remember there was I think in the early 90s, the 1995 or so, Freeman's Village fell out of the Premier. Right, and I think that was the time when some of the better players, you know, started to look for that opportunity. Perhaps did not see that they would have gotten that opportunity for national recognition and so on, or an opportunity to get selected for the national team playing in the first division. Sometimes, you know, you're playing for a bad team, and even though you're a good player, it just doesn't come out.
Right.
Hey, wait.
I think
I
that
blame
was-
that.
that
I
was
blame that in the selectors.
Hmm?
I am blaming that in the
I'm not blaming that
selectors.
on the
I am blaming it.
selectors.
It's
I'm
like
not
supposed to
blaming
spot
that.
talent. What I mean?
Let me tell you something, right, Tally?
Wait, hold on. Just like Glenn said a while ago, though. So, son, and Cleve, son, they're better than them. So how
Listen.
Glenn spanned that early?
Listen, that's easy to spot. Listen, let me tell you all something. I don't go sit here and let you rag or cleave now. Right? Because when I was in grammar school, the time I hit first from in grammar school, nobody could have interviewed with me in grammar school. Because you had guys Cleve is one of those guys who was instrumental. I played for grammar school senior team when I was in second form.
Well, you write that though. I forgot to mention that.
You write them, right?
Right here. You say, good morning. Nice to see Avery. I gave Avery his break at AGS. Say that lie. You don't lie. You can write that. You don't lie.
Right, so the thing is, when you see people, and Cleaver, one of those guys, need utmost respect. But when you see people have an affinity for people, you may not know the full story.
Right.
But you see, he said it.
Yeah,
and
he said it. Yeah, he said it.
Serious, no joke. But so I'm not going to let you all sit there around. But it's something.
It's okay. So Glenn, why then? So Glenn, correct. So why defend Cleveland? Glenn was wrong. Glenn was wrong, so we defend Cleveland. Glenn right.
Cleveland,
No, Glenn right.
I go way
I'm
back
just
to
saying, I'm not going to let you all rag on Cleve. Cleve was.
If the son better, the son then never better, the better.
Yeah, well, Cleve have to accept that. Cleve know that. He know that.
Oh, God. Anyway, guys, my technician, while we come out the studio, so let's wrap up. Because technician, I think for the last 10 minutes, I need to wrap up. So, yeah, closing remarks.
I'll go. First, I want to say congratulations to Glenn again on his appointment to the head coach of West Virginia Wesleyan. You know, the years Glenn and I spent playing in school together was some of the most amazing years, you know, of my life. People didn't understand how we had that natural connection, and that started at Freeman's Village Field. We spoke to Dum Dum today. We spoke about Cleve. We spoke about Taddy. We spoke about Bose. Right. I just wanted to highlight these are all grammar school guys. Okay. and me. But I wanted to thank you guys as well for hosting this show and inviting all of us. It's good to see Dum Dum. I think it's been at least 30 years since I've seen this guy. Right. It's good to see you again, my brother. And
yes,
thanks to you guys again for having us.
Yeah, man. You're welcome, man. Dun.
Yeah, I just want to, share my congratulations as well, to Glenn, and just keep rising. And I know where your heart is, and of course, your intentions are great. From where I'm coming from, I know, it's a small island. All of us know that, and we have a lot of talent on that island that needs to be explored. And opportunities are there for us, because coming out of Antigua, that was one of our issues. We didn't have that exposure, but now that is more prevalent, so we should be able to get our talents out of the country. Just want to thank the panel for inviting me to this lovely conversation. It's been spiritual, educational, and looking forward to any other further conversation on these topics. Thank you, guys.
No problem. You're welcome, bro. Glenn?
Well, again, I would just like to express the sentiments of the other guests, the Jason Dum Jaxlow. It's been a while since I've seen that face there, Jason. Much haven't changed. There's a few gray hair, but much haven't changed. But I think, again, as I said before, when you look back and you look at you, myself, Gary, the other people in them that we constantly talk about, the community did a good job in raising us. And now it's our job to go there and shed light on others, lend a hand to see how much we can help, and continue to be the lightning rod that educate and illuminate the cultures out there, where we're from, what we have done, and be proud of who we are, because the community did raise us. Earl, Taddy, thanks for the opportunity given to us to talk about these things and these topics. I hope this is the first, but I hope it's not the last that we do get to be on here and express things like this. And to your audience out there, I hope you did get a chance to learn from us, understand where we're coming from. Might disagree with certain things, but have a respect of what we're trying to do, what we're trying to say, and don't be offended, but be educated. So thank you all for the opportunity.
Well said, man. Well said.
Thank you.
Hey, Glenn, man, now looking at you saying great beard, when we were a young boy. you know what I mean? You say, why, Glenn getting old like me. and we're old, So what happens, man, Glenn, I was telling Avery, I used to come from the village in the 50s when I was a young boy, because my uncle was married to Joel Smith, and there's another Smith guys in Cardiff, the best referee. I don't remember him.
Okay.
But they went to England in the late 50s. And I used to come down there to my daughter, one named Laney. And she would come by us, and we go by her. So he was the overseer at Sanderson.
Oh.
You get me going, son?
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time.
Some history there.
Yeah.
So I remember coming down for the village, we don't look date, a lot of date and all that, man. So that date, Gary,
Most of the date were at Sanderson.
okay. So I remember that, man. So I come there, so a small boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember when I come to Queen's Village. So that was some fun memories for me, you know. But Glenn, man, anytime you want to come in our network, this is Parish network, what happens, I don't know if Earl told you, we live stream football, cricket, any kind of sport, we live stream them. So I hope Earl sends this stuff for you. So the show we're doing now, so you can hit and subscribe. What happens, every time we go live, you get a notification. Every time we go live, you get notified, you know, so you can see what's going on in Antigua. Okay, we do that, we stream a lot of sports, live for any venue. So, as a matter of fact, when I came to see you this morning early, we added on the social media, so we're going to live stream on Twitter from next week. And hopefully, can right now live stream on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, like you see. But from next week, we're going on Twitter, and hopefully by the end of the week, we're on TikTok. So, we're going to stay there in one place. So, good to see you, Glenn, and all simple Valence guy there.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Shout out.
You know. So, great. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And our technician is from All Saints too. You know what I mean? All Saints, man. So, and he got to get out fast. Okay, we wake up 12 o'clock. The show is until 11:30. We beg him half an hour all the time. Okay, so good to see you guys. Have a great day and a good weekend. Glenn, hope you win this game down in Charleston.
It was this quickly.
Yeah, just before we leave, you know, as Daddy said before, I'm a little bit more into golf now. So I just wanted to give a quick plug. The ECGA, the Eastern Caribbean Golf Championships, will be in Antigua this year on October 5th and 6th. So that comes up in about 3 weeks. So I invite, you know, the public and Taddy, you know, to
come and see you.
Come and I wouldn't be playing. I'm not playing. But I'm not involved in the Golf Association anymore. I'm not the president anymore.
Okay.
But still, I have the platform in front of me. So I just wanted to give a quick plug to them and to let make the public aware of the Eastern Caribbean Championships, the biggest golf tournament for the Caribbean. Brings about 11 islands together. From October 5th to 6th. Yeah.
Well, invite him to come on the show and talk about it.
Yeah, I'll certainly pass that on to the president and invite him to come on your show and speak about it. Yeah.
Well, it was nice having you today yourself, Glenn and Dundans, you know. Have a good weekend, guys.